Hey friends, if you're looking for quick tips to help you jumpstart your week, you are in the right place. I'm Lori Palau, host of the popular weekly podcast, Organized Life, founder of Simply Be Organized, and every Monday I am here to bring you a quick organizing tip in under 15 minutes. All you have to do is click the subscribe or follow button wherever you're listening, and let's get started. Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of this Organized Life podcast tip of the week. I am your host, Lori Palau. And if you're listening in real time, happy almost Halloween, everybody. I cannot believe that we are at the end of October already. I know I say it every year and I sound super cliche, but I just cannot even believe how quickly time is flying by. And as you know, the holidays are going to be here before we know it. And for a lot of people, that can be exciting and stressful because we are thinking of all of the different organizing or things we need to do and to stay or get organized is like seems almost impossible, but I'm here to tell you that it's not. And I'm here to walk with you. I'm here to help you along the way. So I got your back. If you're brand new to our show, like welcome, pop headphones in and just binge listen to back episodes. We've got episodes on probably anything and everything you can imagine. We've started those tips of the week. Oh, gosh, I guess it's been about 6 months now. And people are loving them because they're just these bite-sized, actionable little nuggets that you can just take and go without a lot of fluff. Our long form episodes that we're going on like 7 years are much more in depth. We talk about all things related to living an organized life. And so, whatever it is, whatever brought you here, we're here for it. And I want to talk about getting rid of or sorting through and organizing your Halloween decorations, if that is something that you have. Now, I'm speaking from personal experience because Halloween is Josh and Logan, one of Josh and Logan's, not the, but one of Josh and Logan's favorite holidays. So they love to decorate. When my kids were little, we would decorate my house in all kinds of like spooky, crazy, fun Halloween decorations. We used to, for like over a decade, we did this adults only Halloween costume party, which was super fun. So not only do we have tons of Halloween decorations, just decor, but we've got entertaining stuff for Halloween. We've got a bin of various costumes that we've had through the years. It's just so many things that have accumulated. And like so many things, we get to a point where we're like, okay, we're like either at max capacity of our storage or how much more can we actually bring in without like infiltrating other parts of our space. For us, the way that we have our house organized, because of the way our storage is, we store all of our seasonal decorations, Christmas, Easter, fall, whatever it is, Halloween in my garage. So we have shelving unit in my garage. Shout out Organized Living because we did a partnership with them several years ago, and it's great, and I absolutely love it. And so, but again, I only have so much space. So every year when I go through my stuff, so I do it at the beginning and I do it at the end. So, because even though for things like Halloween, they're not up for a whole heck of a lot of time, like maybe a month at most. Maybe I do it at the beginning of October. And then by the end of October, I'm taking out all the really Halloweeny things and just leaving kind of the fall related stuff that'll take me in through Thanksgiving. And so this is a tip that and we actually, I think, posted something about this um, back when I was, on social media when we were going through like our fall stuff, um, before we brought out the actual hardcore Halloween stuff. And that is to every time I open a bin, I go through it and I say, what am I keeping? What am I getting rid of? Now, at this point, it is, if you're listening to this in real time, it is the day before Halloween. So likely your Halloween decorations are already out. Okay, fine. Not a big deal. As you go to put your stuff away, your homework is to say, do I really like this? Like I put it out, but do I really want to put it out? Does it have any real significance? Am I enjoying it? would I rather either have this space open or would I rather replace it with something else that maybe I would like better? So it's okay. Like you're allowed to change your mind or grow and evolve and whatever. So every year at the beginning of the bin, and like as I'm taking them out, and then before I put them back, I go through and say, do I want to have this next year or do I want to use it this year? Depending on which way I'm, is it at the start or the end? And so that's what I'm going to challenge you to do, because oftentimes what will happen is we will, during the season, we will be, whether it's we're on social media and we see something fun and that's being marketed to us, or we're at, any number of stores, any big box store or a Target, where I don't know, Costco, who you name it, Home Goods. Home Goods, listen, love me a good Home Goods, but it's the biggest offender of like another platter or another bowl, another dish, another decoration. And you see all these things, and then you're like, wait, I bought it for the season, but I haven't had a chance, I haven't had to put it away until now. And now you're like, oh no, where am I going to put this? And so raise your hand if that's you, you're not alone. And that's why I always have the conversation with Josh every year when he says, I want to get one of those big, gigantic skeletons for our front lawn. And I look at him and I go, oh, really, hun? Where are we going to store that? And he's not happy with me. And the fact remains is we don't have a lot of space to store those things. So I know he would love it and probably going to get some like haters, but you have to think, are you willing to sacrifice your space for something that you're using once a year, like a skeleton? And the answer might be yes. And if that's you, Godspeed, but that's not me. And so for me, I want to make sure I have a home for said object, and specifically around holidays like um, Easter and Christmas and Halloween, where there's all these like big things for like your yard or, things for your house that just seem really like fun. They're not always practical and they take up a lot of real estate. And I always try to like keep this formula of like, how much real estate am I willing to give up for this item? And again, that is individual for you based on what your space is like, what your bandwidth for clutter is like, how much you get into the holidays. So I'm not saying don't have it. I'm just saying just be mindful of like, if you're like, I'm dedicating this shelf for this holiday, or I'm donating or I'm dedicating this area to store this holiday stuff, then do like honor yourself, honor your own boundaries, and make sure that you are sticking to it. Because what I've often seen happen is people then go, oh, but I saw this. Oh, but I saw this. And again, you're talking about oftentimes these big, bulky things that don't necessarily fit in a bin. And so now all of a sudden you have something that's like life size standing in your basement. And again, not a horrible thing, not the end of the world. But if that's really, if you really, you have to ask yourself, do I really want this enough that it's going to take up that real estate? And I'm going to see it on the regular or every time I walk into my storage room or garage or fill in the blank of wherever. So again, I just want you to think about before you put something away, do I like it? Do I use it? Is it something that's outdated? Can I donate it? Can I make room for something else possibly? And then also, again, did I buy something new this year that I need to make space for? And if so, where is that going to live? Where's the home for this new item? Because again, we want to make sure that we're enjoying our space throughout the year. And we don't want our stuff to go from a blessing to a curse, to go from something that made us happy to making us anxious or frustrated. So think about all of those things as you are putting away your seasonal decorations. And in this case, Halloween. And my other tip is don't eat too much Halloween candy. My personal tip is I don't buy Halloween candy until like a couple days before. And oftentimes it means that it's picked over and I don't get my own favorite candy bars, which would be a Snickers, FYI. And that's okay, because I've been known to dip into the candy for trick-or-treaters, and we get a lot of trick-or-treaters where we live. So it's a big deal. I will post pictures of our house decorated for Halloween, and I'll post them on social media, in our Facebook group, and make sure that you're subscribed to our weekly newsletter, because I will tell Kimberly we got to start posting them to our subscribers as well, so that you guys can see some behind the scenes stuff that is happening here at Casa Palau. So happy Halloween. If you're out trick-or-treating tomorrow, be safe. And I will see you on Thursday for another episode of This Organized Life. Until then, I'm Lori Palau. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, please spread the love and share it with your friends. And if this is your first time joining us, make sure to click the subscribe button wherever you are listening so you never miss an episode. And while you're there, please leave us a review so other people know that our show is worth the listen. You can also find us on YouTube and Instagram at This Organized Life Podcast. And if you'd like to connect with us, you can head on over to our website at simply the letter B like boy organized.com, which is filled with tons of resources, including free downloads, checklists, links to our amazing organizing partners, and all of our digital offerings. I'll see you next week for another episode of This Organized Life.